Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. JLouis94 over on Twitch. Justin here. Guys, welcome. Today I got an exciting video for y'all. It's all about Thor, Love and Thunder. Just to make things very clear at the very beginning, this is a no spoiler. If you didn't get that from the thumbnail, I'm telling you again, this is no spoilers. I will be coming out and releasing a spoiler edition of this video later on this week. So guys, let's get into it. Yeah. Alright guys, so my true feelings of this movie were that this was a good movie. I could honestly leave it at that. People could say, Justin, how'd you feel about Thor, Love and Thunder? And I'd say, it was good. I liked it, right? It wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely pretty good. About all I could say. But I don't believe that's fair. I don't believe it's fair for the MCU. I don't believe it's fair for you as the viewer to just hear me say that and not give you any explanation as to why I find it good. So, to kind of give some background on the video of the movie first, not the video, it's a whole long movie. Give them the respect that they deserve, Justin. Come on, man. Anyways, to give a little background on this movie, you have Taika Waititi coming back as Korg and as the director, and he takes it in the same similar direction as Ragnarok. However, it is, in my opinion, not as funny. There is a ton of comedy in this movie, and it kind of follows like an 80s style rock comedy movie, right? The soundtrack for this movie has got to be second to Guardians. And in my opinion, the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 soundtrack is the best soundtrack, hands down, in the entire MCU. Thor, Love and Thunder, though, close second. Guys, throughout the movie, the music that is constantly being pumped gets me pumped. Guys, I wanted to go and fight the bad guy with Thor because of this music. It was incredible. It was exciting. Something that I'm really enjoying about this new MCU is that I feel as though the MCU is going in a darker direction, right? You got WandaVision, then you have kind of Loki, which is a little darker. It's still good humored, but it's darker. Then you have Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, right? You all have, there's that common theme of just a little bit of darkness, right? And now we move into Thor, Love and Thunder, where there's obviously this like light-humoredness of Thor that Taika's going for, but you have this bad character played by Christian Bale, Gore, who is like a shadow demon, essentially, right? He lurks in the shadows, and it is creepy. It is awesome. I am really feeling this new movement that we're going to with the MCU. Christian Bale does an incredible job as the villain, Gore, right? I'm not going to tell you anything other than that. I will say this, he was creepy, evil, and he did a great job displaying that. Maybe y'all disagree with me after you see the movie. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. All right, the next major character in this, and to the surprise of a lot of MCU people, is that Natalie Portman came back, right, as Jane Foster. And she did a great job. She somehow gained the powers of Thor, right? And she's now a hero. And you see her kind of going through the motions of learning how to be a hero, from quirky things like trying to come up with a catchphrase to like how to be a hero. And she does a great job as this fairly funny hero, but this very serious scientist, right? And she does a great job navigating the streets on that, right? And I really enjoyed that. I thought she did a great job. And then on top of that, there is this like gap that the MCU left us with, you know, from Thor 2 onward, essentially. You don't really hear what happened to Thor and Jane. Well, they do a really good job in this movie of clearing all that out for us. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that. Jane, great character, loved her. Christian Bale, great character, loved him. Finally, we get to Thor, right? Now, Thor Thor's Thor, right? No, he's not. He's not. Thor has been going through this evolution process that I feel like Thor is the only other character in the MCU that has really gone through a very similar process that Tony went through, right? Where Tony was this philanthropist, just all about me. And then by Endgame, all he wanted to do was take care of his daughter, right? This complete 180-degree turn from Iron Man 1 to Endgame. Thor is similar in that regard, right? We have Ragnarok, which is probably the MCU favorite, right? It is hilarious. It is a great story. Everything about it we love, right? And Thor is this character, this character that you look up to and you aspire to be like him, right? He is funny. He's attractive. He's tall. He's confident, right? We want to be Thor while watching Ragnarok, right? And then you have Endgame, and it's a totally different Thor, right? He feels like a failure. He had to deal with his whole entire planet exploding. He had to deal with, he blames himself for not going for the head, right? And Thor has all of this emotional baggage that he's carrying in Endgame, and you see that in, him gaining weight in Endgame, and it's sad. But again, that Thor is somebody that we as the viewer can relate to. And I thought they did an incredible job with both Thor Ragnarok and Thor in Endgame. This Thor is not like that. This Thor is quirky, yes. But man, he's kind of dumb the whole movie. And he's still cocky, and I'm not a fan of that. The best way to describe him is he's an ass, right? And I know that he's trying to figure himself out, but he's just an ass in the movie, and it's not the Thor that I wanted. It's not the Thor that most people want, and I was not okay with that in the movie. However, after doing a little bit more research into it, I found out that Taika, the director, and Korg did that on purpose, right? And that's all I'm going to tell you about that. He did it on purpose, and to me, knowing that it was on purpose makes it better. It means that the way that Taika was taking the movie worked. So the next big thing that's kind of funny, maybe a little overused in this, was this relationship that Thor has to his weapons, right? It's this it's this theme that we kind of were given, but not much was expanded upon in Ragnarok. Now we kind of see it come full circle in Thor: Love and Thunder, and you'll see what I mean by that when you see the movie. It's hysterical, but it's also overused. So overall, how would I rate this? What would the Looney scale give this? Where does it sit on the Looney scale? I am not confident with this rating just yet. I do believe I need to see it at least one more time, maybe two, to be confident in my rating. But I'd give it a 7.5, right? A 7.5. I think it's a solid movie. The soundtrack is incredible. The majority of the characters are great. Chris Hemsworth does a great job of doing what Taika wanted him to do. I just didn't feel like it sat well with me. The story itself isn't very deep. And the ending kind of left me a little, I wanted more. So guys, if you've enjoyed this movie, let me know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on all the exciting action that is to come. Also, make sure you follow me on all my socials down in the description, and hit me up in the comments. If you've seen the movie, let me know if you agree with my review. If you don't, that's totally fine. Let me know what you don't agree with. Let me know why you like the movie or dislike the movie. Guys, see you in the next video. Peace!